How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. If you're new to this channel, the reason why we do this, maybe you had maybe you had a stressful day. Hey, maybe it was the market conditions. Hey, we had a green day though, but you came to watch this video, plus hear one of my corny jokes. So here it comes. What did one ocean say to the other ocean? Nothing. It just waved. Get it? Waved. I know it's pretty cool. So what we're going to be talking about today is OCGN, Ocugen. We already seen that it has been having quite the run on the day, and it is running up inside after hours. So we spoke about this last time, and I was like, hey, be prepared. It's going to have a catalyst that is coming in regards to the FDA approval, and also getting an update in regards to the phase that they're in with COVAXIN, which was phase 3, which is very huge. And the news that came out today further cements and shows, hey, with their 78% efficacy rating, it's looking really good, and they really want to make that push to produce more and start getting it into the United States. But before we get into all of that, let's get into the agenda for today. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis, and we're also going to be going over an article that's diving in deep, talking about, hey, why the stock actually ran up, and also taking a look at, hey, the impact this catalyst can have and how it actually lines up with the other vaccines that are out there as well. And then after all of that is done, I'll be giving you guys my final thoughts afterwards. So let's get into it. So we're going to go over this article on investorplace.com talking about OCGN stock, the huge COVAXIN news sending Ocugen climbing today. Results from trials in India bode well for a U.S. launch of OCGN's 2-dose COVID-19 vaccine. Shares of OCGN are surging in Wednesday's pre-market trading after the Malvern, Pennsylvania biotech firm's Indian collaborator reported positive interim results from the COVAXIN phase 3 trials. OCGN stock was up more than 8.5% at 7:15 a.m. and as we know, it did go up even more, poised to reverse nearly a week of declines. As a quick refresher, OCGN is a biotech company that has historically focused on treating rare vision conditions that cause blindness. However, sensing a major opportunity, it entered the COVID-19 vaccine race. Through a collaboration with Bharat Biotech and Indian vaccine specialists, it is hoping to bring COVAXIN to the U.S. This is because Ocugen has signed an agreement to handle commercialization of the COVID-19 vaccine in the U.S. pending approval. Bharat earlier today said interim analysis results from a phase 3 study found a point estimate of vaccine efficacy of 78% against mild, moderate, and severe COVID-19 disease. The efficacy against severe COVID-19 disease was 100%, with an impact on the reduction in hospitalizations. The efficacy against asymptomatic COVID-19 infection was 70%, suggesting decreased transmission in COVAXIN recipients. Healthcare services across India are close to collapse as a second coronavirus wave that started in mid-March tears through the country with devastating speed, CNN reported. India reported 295,000 cases of coronavirus and 2,023 deaths Wednesday, its highest rise in cases and highest death increase recorded in a single day since the beginning of the pandemic. Several million doses of COVAXIN have been supplied and administered in India and several other countries with an excellent safety record evident by the minimal or lack of adverse events post-immunization. Ocugen's Hyderabad, India-based partner said in a release. OCGN stock news comes as J&J vaccine remains on pause. Ocugen aims to launch a 2-dose vaccine for the U.S. market in the second quarter of 2021. Chief Executive Shankar Musunuri told Reuters last month that 100 million doses would be available after it gets clearance from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. At this time, vaccines developed by Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson have been cleared for emergency use. However, use of Johnson & Johnson's entry is on hold after the Center for Disease and Control and Prevention recommended a pause following 6 reported U.S. cases of a rare and severe type of blood clot. CDC vaccine advisors meet Friday to make recommendations on the Johnson & Johnson version. While the Ocugen Bharat dosage showed an efficacy rate of 78%, it's ahead of Johnson & Johnson's 66% rate. Pfizer's 95% and Moderna's is 94%. The US passed two significant milestones earlier this week. On April the 18th, C2C data showed that more than half of all adults over the age of 18 had received at least one dose of the vaccine. The next day, all people in the US aged 16 or older became eligible nationwide to receive a vaccine. Meanwhile, according to the Washington Post, a handful of states had significant spikes in COVID-19 cases over the past 7 days, many up 15% or more from the previous week. OCGN stock has lost 35.3% of its value in the past month. The share price in the last 52 weeks has ranged between 17 cents and $18.77 a piece. So that's the article I wanted to kind of go over with you guys, so you have an update in regards to what happened inside the market today and what fueled the run that we saw in OCGN. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis on OCGN. So let's take a look at how it actually finished up on the day. So we ended up closing the regular trading hours at $6.50, being up 17.75% on the day. If we take a look at what's going down inside the after hours, it's now at $7.08, being up over 10%. And yes, you are seeing it in real time, literally running up on this computer screen. But as we move on forward, one of the things that I'm seeing right away very quickly here, we have a resistance level here right at this $7.50 level. If OCGN ends up getting past this $7.50 level, I'm definitely going to tell you guys to watch out, and watch out in a good way, in the sense of with a lot of buying pressure, it could definitely reach this next area of resistance right here at 8. And if it's able to pass that $8 level, then definitely you can start looking forward to seeing here the test of $8.24. If it gets past this $8.24, strong move to $8.50. Yes, so this is definitely the perfect example of a momentum play right here. We already know what the catalysts are and why there's so much interest in this stock. But one thing that I want to see for tomorrow is it being able to hold down this level of support here at $6. If you could hold down this level of support here at $6, that would be good. Okay, like I said, there's a possible way that this stock could pull back, because even if you take a look at the RSI, it is running fairly hot right here at that line. We're literally touching right around that 70 level. So just taking that into consideration, there's a chance it could cool off and we could have a morning dip, people taking profits. But you want to see that $6 level hold up, and you also want to see this $6.50 level right here on the 200-day holding up well. If it could stay above this $6.50 level going into the open tomorrow, then we could definitely see it keeping up this strong momentum that it has. If it's able to hold up here at this $7 level, which we've seen in the past that this is an area that can have some support, then it can look very interesting. We can look forward to seeing that $8 come very, very quickly here. Like we said before, previously in the last video, OCGN is a stock that has been volatile and it has been down. If we look down here, it ended up testing lows right here at $5.24. So the fact that it's running up right now will be interesting to see what happens. We could see from the 200-day on the 3-month chart, it's around $7.41. And like I said, if it ends up passing this particular area, it will definitely start looking bullish. Once it gets past this area of resistance at 8, I would not be surprised seeing a strong move getting close to that $9 range. So definitely looking forward to seeing that break that area of resistance at 8 and possibly breaking that area of resistance at 9. And you know, if it breaks that area, then we're definitely off to the races into that $10 range and up. So I will be keeping an eye on this, and I'll be keeping you guys updated as well. So for my final thoughts for OCGN, Ocugen, things are definitely looking bullish for this stock. We already know if they end up getting that FDA approval, this stock can run up a lot. One thing to also be aware of, and where it gets very interesting here, their efficacy rating, we see, hey, you know what? It's at 78%. Johnson & Johnson is at 66%, but at the same time, a lot of people are popping up with symptoms in regards to blood clots, which is very serious and is part of the reasons why their use has been paused. But if we take a look at Pfizer, Moderna, they're in the 90% range. So COVAXIN is definitely in a good place looking at where it's at right now at the moment. But will the US government say, well, you know what? We're going to be using COVAXIN, or is this going to be FDA approved? we're going to have to wait and see and be patient if you're looking to capitalize on this opportunity. With the way things look like right now, COVAXIN is better than Johnson & Johnson, so the US government may want to actually take a look at that and actually accept the fact that, hey, you know what, we want to make sure that we get this thing under control, and if COVAXIN can help with that, that would be great. But again, this is pending on the FDA approval. So anyone who is in this play, be prepared for a roller coaster ride. I can see a lot of fluctuations. We know OCGN is not the greatest of stocks when it comes to holding its gains, and there's also a good amount of bag holders in this stock as well. So I want to make sure that you guys are aware of that and you know that. As for myself, I am no longer in this play. Like I was telling you guys, once it broke $6, I was like, you know what? I'm moving on to the next one. But for anyone who's in it, I'm giving you guys my best wishes. And anyone who's experienced some profits from the run-up as far as today, hey, make sure you protect your profits. There's still more room for upside, but protect your profits. Also, to let you guys know and keep you inside the loop, a lot of stocks today in the biotech sector ended up moving up. So we saw that in ZOM. We saw it in Senseonics. We also saw it in BNGO, Bionanogenomics, which is another stock I have high conviction in as well. And also had a news catalyst talking about, you know what, the Sapphire system being adopted into the UK and so forth. But what I want to kind of keep you guys in the loop and aware of, hey, what's going on inside the market, the conditions. Keep an eye on different industries, different sectors. See where the momentum is moving. See where the investor sentiment is. See where the institutions are putting their money. By doing this, you can have a heads up and be able to be aware and actually time and make plays that could be advantageous for you. And of course, I got to give you guys a disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. So just make sure when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. We'll talk soon.